Let everyone know you're being recorded. You're being recorded.
Audience is being recorded.
Yeah, you got. We just turned on like every microphone, camera in your house, so you guys are being recorded. You're part of the podcast. Welcome to the Meta Experience, people.
Yes, it's all good fun. It's all good fun. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Global Nerds podcast. We are your hosts today. My name is Mark. We're here by Night Wolf Ty and Chris as well. So, how are you fine gentlemen doing today?
I'm chilling and babysitting puppies, so I'm very happy today.
I think everyone would love that sort of job right now.
If my AC worked a little better, I'd join him in that loving, caring environment because it has been hot as heck here for the past 3 days, and it took a toll on me Friday.
Having your AC off in the summer is a fate worse than death, dude. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, especially in the South.
Yeah. So what have you been going through over there?
Me or Ty?
Yes. Are you both in the South with no AC right now?
Well, I'm in the UK, remember? So we get hot as balls summer because our houses don't have air conditioning.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that, man? Like, I've noticed that you guys over there tend to get bullied into throwing out the AC.
So what it is when our because where we are in the world is back then we didn't have like extreme heats and stuff like that. So our houses were built to absorb the heat in for when like our winter comes in. So obviously if we heat our houses with fire and all that going way back then, obviously the houses would keep a lot of heat in. So as things have completely changed over time, we're getting warmer and warmer, so our houses are absorbing all the heat. And because back then like AC wasn't a thing, or we can't really put AC into our houses, so for us it's a fucking massive ball ache. So yeah, so when it's summer and it's like when you guys laugh at us for like say 38 degrees or whatever, it's like sitting in your car without the AC on and like at the hottest point in time. That's the best way of describing it.
Makes sense. With me, it's I need to get my air ducts fixed. The repair guy found a hole in the actual duct system where it starts, but it's still not flowing correctly throughout the rooms.
I get that we got to fight climate change and all of that, but there's giving up certain comforts, and then there's going back to being medieval. No AC in the world. That's no. I'm not giving up my AC. Fuck that.
Anyways, we got some pretty interesting topics. I think we should start with some trading cards because that'll be a quick one.
Oh yeah, the cheeky is it did it jump up to 2 mil all of a sudden? Because last time I heard it was something like a couple $100,000, then it was $1 million, and now has it jumped up to 2?
From most articles that I've read, it had a tag price of $2 million for a hunt card, I believe.
Yeah.
And then yesterday or the day before, it was found. Doesn't say by. This is what is making me suspicious about this entire article and most of the articles that I've seen. They say someone has pulled it. They don't say who. They don't say how much he paid to get it graded. And they don't have a picture with him. It just has a picture of a 9.5 out of 10, I believe. Or maybe it was a 9 out of 10. Graded 1 out of 1, the one ring, front and back, and that's it.
Yeah. So I was speaking to someone about this well, I think a day or two ago, and apparently that one card got massively kind of like dunked on because when they were showing it off, the way that the card is made, it was starting to peel or something like that, which was going to make it like drop down like a hell of a lot. So I'm just thinking like someone paying like 2 mil for that card. One, happy days, whoever pulled that, probably shitting their pants of, oh, it's got so much money. And then someone's going to just buy it. You'd be like, yep, there you go.
Yeah, wasn't the highest bid 2.2 million?
Plus, I thought it was 1 million originally, but yeah, if it's gone up to that much, I'm like, dear God. Like, could you imagine? You go in, like, you go into a store and you're like, oh, I've got $5 to my name. That's it. And you go, I'm going to try my luck on this one pack, and you pay $5, whatever, and then you open it up, and that one card is just sat there, and you're like, just fainting. And then
I got a golden ticket.
Yeah.
Basically, that's how a lot of people are playing this is, oh, geez, who has the golden ticket now? With Magic the Gathering, they're taking a page out of Pokemon, and they brought back the art cards, which, okay, they had those clear back in Ice Age, I believe. Comments can correct me. Okay, no big deal. The artwork for Magic the Gathering is what got me into playing Magic in the first place.
The artwork is amazing.
And then they decided, let's go borderless with planeswalkers and high-end mythics. I'm like, okay. Then we got Godzilla. And then we got Transformers. And now race swapped Aragon in Lord of the Rings. And it's like, oh, Doctor Who. Doctor Who was the other one.
Are you talking about the King of Gondor or the Dragon Rider?
Makes you wonder.
You said Aragon, not Aragorn.
Well, Aragon, here come the Badgers. There's my joke for the day. or we could say they're taking the Hobbits Isengard. They're taking the Hobbits Isengard.
Oh my God! But my voice acting club back in college, we before we left the recording room one day, we set that song on a 24-hour loop overnight on all the computers in sync with each other.
But yeah, it's like they're taking major franchises and saying, okay, we're going to make these now. We're going to do exclusive art cards. We're going to do exclusive this. And then they're like, oh, let's do Lord of the Rings. And let's put a very special exclusive one ring card. And I'm going, you guys are idiots. Because I'd rather just have a full art card that is non-foiled in Elvish for a collection. I'm not going to pay in upwards of $2 million just to have a one of one.
I would counter something like that and be like, well, this is like Lord of the Rings is a huge franchise. It's one of the biggest in the world. Having the only, I mean, it's not the only card because you'd have had draft version, prototype, and then you'd have had the one card. So it's not. I would say if that is true, I'd be like, technically, it's not the only one. It's just the only one that's available. But there are people that would pay for it. Like, you know, look how random people would buy, say, certain cards or certain collectibles that are valued in money because that one card would be worth a lot more considering who has it. I mean, look at that Charizard card in Pokemon. You know, there's like a graded 10 Charizard card, only like a few in the world, or even an illustrated Pikachu, where there's only a few in the world where people are willing to pay so much money to complete a collection. You know, if I was a heavy Magic the Gathering player, you know, I would want to try and get as many cards as I want, you know, so that one ring would then irk me because I'd be like, I need it. So yeah, I'd be willing to pony up money if I had it. If not, then I'd cry, but I'd be willing to pony up the money for it. So I kind of think that if you're gonna have a big if you're gonna have a collection of cards, it's there. I mean, Hasbro aren't getting that money. Fuck that.
Yeah, and I'm saying, as a regular Magic player, like one of the normal Magic players, not full collector.
Normie.
Yeah. How does Ian Ferguson put it? It is collector minded, not player minded, I think would be the best quote.
And plus, apparently, one does not simply collect the precious. Hasbro puts the odds of finding it. Hasbro puts the odds of finding it at 0. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm not missing my count on the zeros. 0.00003%. Those are your odds of finding it.
And that's just the thing too. Just with I'm looking at the extended art. $65 plus shipping of $5. Okay, that's TCG. That's normal price. This is I don't believe this is foil price. Foil price is like almost 500. But the pull rates, and this is a big problem I've had with Magic, Pokemon. What was the other one I was pulling out of that had stupid pull rates? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but Magic and Pokemon have this very bad pull rate when it comes to like extended arts. And then they're like, well, all you have to do is buy this pack. That's like $10 per pack. So you're spending upwards of almost $300 per collector's boosters for a box of like 10 packs. And it's ridiculous. The pull rates are ridiculous. I was lucky to get all my Godzilla cards for my collection. Pokemon is notorious for their pull rates.
Yeah, because
very, very bad pull rates.
Yeah, but if you imagine, I mean, from a business point of view, I mean, it's shit after a while when you decide, oh, I'm not going to do it. But if you imagine, like, you're sat there going, okay, here's a full art card. We put it in this box. If everyone pulled it straight away, then there's no need to continuously buy it. So, same thing as like with Yu-Gi-Oh, that you could buy so many packs and get that one card, or you buy one pack and chance it. Like, there's cards that I've pulled from Yu-Gi-Oh in the past where it's like, oh, this card's worth this amount of money, or it's worth that. And I've just gone, spend £2.50 on it and go, oh shit, this is a £90 card. Secret rare, ghost art, raw. Awesome. And then obviously people, like, if they want to buy it, they do. I mean, I sold it for like £90 up to 100. So I massively charge that. But the whole thing from a business point of view is they want you to keep buying. They want you to gamble. Do I win this full art card? Yeah. Otherwise, if everyone pulled it in, like, say, every 3 packs, then no one's going to buy it. I think it's a simple business thing on that one.
And I fully agree. Now, going back to the whole pull rate thing, we buy 2 boxes of, I think it was Wild Survivors, and we opened them up in the hotel room while we were at Ranger Stop. Michael and Bobby each bought a box. Their pull rates were really strange. She got a Ghost Light Rare that was worth about $90. He pulled another Starlight Rare that was worth I think 30 to 45, but he pulled another one in that box. So in a box of 36 packs for $80, I believe. So I would say roughly an okay, if you're getting one super amazing card per box, or even 2 boxes, okay, I can understand that. If you're pulling 3 to 5, something's up.
It's lucky boxes. I mean,
yeah,
I've seen people when I used to work.
Sussy boxer.
Yeah, I mean, I used to see people, and I used to sell people boxes of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I know, obviously, different pull rates. But I would see someone come up and say, "Oh, I'll take 2 boxes of this," or say 2 boxes of Battle of Chaos, and then they'd open it and not get anything. They go, "Oh, I'll buy 1 more box," because they're addicted to it, and then they would get like say 3 to 4 cards, which would pay off the entire box. So I imagine like it's a win-win. Like I did all the Ghosts of the Past too, and I think out of maybe like 10 packs or something like that, I spent a lot of money. I never made the money back because I wanted Dark Magician Girl, and then as far as I know, no one in my shop, probably till this day, well, I don't know, I had pulled Dark Magician Girl Ghost Rare, but it's that thing where just people buy it. Like I had a bad load of boxes, but they were sealed, like so they weren't opened or shuffled about. They were sealed from factory. And it was absolute wank. I absolutely fucking hated it and wish I didn't spend that much money on it.
Yeah, I understand that. Years ago, Modern Masters 2, I believe it was. We didn't think of it at first. But so I go to my local card shop back in Wyoming, called Mindworks. Awesome guys, they ran the store. Awesome guys that played at the store. It came out, so we're having a draft of like 10 people. Not many people wanted to come there. And I'm just there, just hanging out, seeing what it is. And the first box, or the first pack opened, they're going, "What the hell is this? Termagoyf? Dark Confidant? Another Termagoyf? That can't be right." And they're going through these packs, and they're like, "Okay, this can't be real." They're getting a mythic. They're getting 3 mythics per pack. So my buddy Josh decides, I'm gonna buy a box, and so does the shop owner. They open the box. 3 play sets worth of each of the mythic rares, and you'll have that happen once in a while where they just fuck up. It's very rare, but it happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that just pull rates are massively like different and stuff like that, and it can be a good thing or a bad thing. Just I hate the fact that spending so much money on cards and you may not get it, and then they may not sell depending on if people like want them or not. So I always find it a little bit weird when it comes to it. But turning around onto our next topic. So which one do you want to do, boys?
I was actually going to ask before we move on.
Yeah.
If I ever decided to get back into card games, would you guys be my support team for that?
Oh, what, saying don't buy it or?
Yeah, exactly.
I will be the opposite, and I will tell you to buy that box. I will tell you to buy as many as possible because I'm like that at times.
I would tell you to buy singles, believe it or not.
I really want to get back into collecting. I don't know if I can get back into playing those games because I'm sorry, sitting down that long with cards, like I would always get so bored. But I will give this game credit where it's due. Magic the Gathering came closer than any other card game to curing that dilemma with me. Like I was actually really getting into it back in my high school theater days. But then when I got to college, it just didn't really crop up a lot in my life. And because of that, I just fell back into the boredom phase with it. So yeah, it came closer than any other thing to curing my card game boredom, but now that's back. Who knows? Maybe you can do it again.
See, I agree with Ty when saying buying singles. I know, like playing. I used to love Yu-Gi-Oh, so I know like how like fast paced or how boring it can be. So yeah, but if you need a support group, I will support you. When you turn around and say, I actually can't afford this, because most of my time was just buy it. Just fucking buy it.
But shilling a little bit here. Yeah. Look forward to Ranger cards once Y0u gets them all set up.
Honest, like it's when the games go slowly that I get bored out of my mind. Like, because at a certain point, I'm just like, okay, can someone kill me? I want to walk. I want to walk. I can't feel my ass anymore. Someone kill me, please.
You see, I would agree with you there, but I want a balance-based game, and Yu-Gi-Oh has gone to, do I have the combo? Do I not have the combo? Okay, I have the combo, I win. Can he counter? No, I win.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like. I mean, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh a lot, but
Yeah.
I think I got a little bit. I got a little bit bored after a while.
Have you played it on mobile?
Yeah, like I play it on PC, or I used to, and that's how it gets in. But I think because of the way that the game is structured now, like I wish the PC game would keep you matched to the right people. So like, hey, I'm a starter, so I'm going to choose a magician deck, not someone who's got like the ultimate chaos supreme deck that can absolutely wipe me out. Because there are times when I've been playing the game, I go set a card, and your turn, and I've got to go like, right, I'm here for 5 minutes because some person's chaining one card, then activating another, then that's chaining that one, sends that to the graveyard, picks that one up.
Exactly. I
Jesus,
really
that's a lot to keep track of.
I really wanted Duel Links or Master Duel to be okay. If you want to go into PvP, here's the PvP section and the tournament section. But this one, you could go through all the storylines and all the other things, and their system on pulling cards is a little weird too. Just, how do I keep track of the cards I'm getting?
Go into the option. I mean, yeah, like the dual stuff for Yu-Gi-Oh is a bit weird, but majority is like they all go into like a separate sub thing that you can check up, and then you can like build a deck around that one. But if you do want to get back into it, I would say probably play the PC games, see how it reacts then, and then go, okay, am I going to like pay more money into it and be like, yeah, because I think I always find stuff like that so much better. Because then rather than you go, okay, well, I'm now going to go buy a $300 card, but then how do you play test it? Like, is it shit? Is it good? Meh. And then that's how you do it. You just drop it and go, oh, that does work in many decks.
Yeah, I'll have to get back into it. Like, thanks for that. Thanks for the tips, man. I don't know if I'll be able to control my impulse purchasing though, but I'll let you. I'll let someone else know if I need help with that. Clearly,
just buy boxes.
Philip.
Just buy it all.
Just buy boxes. Buy the boxes. And do it that way. I mean, I'd say like go down to your local game shop and then kind of talk to people around that way, because that you get a feel for the game again, and then obviously they've got the product, and you're like, oh. You're helping a small business rather than going to like Amazon or whoever.
That's literally me and Tina both. Like if we know we're helping a small business, it's a lot harder to say no to buying the thing.
Yep. Yeah, that's how I am too with buying boxes. I'd rather buy from a local business than, let's say, Walmart or Target, because they overprice things way too much.
Yeah. See,
anyways,
I used to be the guy that you'd come up and there'd be like special offer, like buy 3 packs for 2 or 3 for 2, whatever, and you'd be like, I can only buy like one. I'd be like, oh man, why don't you just go for a second, like 2 more packs? It's cheaper that way. You could get what you want. I'll help you choose it. And then people go like, I hate you so much, Mark. And be like, yes, your hate is what I need in this. Buy more product.
I can feel your anger.
That was pretty much it. There was a guy in our store that we obviously knew where like his limit on money, but he'd be like, oh, I don't want to buy another box. I'd be like, oh, you could pick up that card. You could win that. You could do it. Oh my God, you need it. And in the end, he'd be like, I fucking hate you. 2 more boxes, please. Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
But I think we need to go into our hot topic of the day.
Shit talking Philip, because he's clearly not here. Can you believe what a turd ball? Yeah. Can you believe that guy? Oh my God! Thank God he's not here, right?
How dare you?
Didn't just show up. Welcome, Phil. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, was good. Yeah. Not sure if I'm echoing or anything. Does my mic sound good?
You sound okay. You sound
great. I don't sound. I feel like I've been sounding all nasally lately. I don't sound nasally, do I?
I mean, no. I wasn't going to say anything. Cool. I'm just joking.
You were gonna say.
I'm just joking. So yeah, but no, you're sounding fine. You're sounding
Thank
fine.
you. Yo, so I'm gonna be straight with you guys. This is gonna be a brief topic, by the way, but there's an Outlast whistleblower character who's actually a real person. That's what we convinced one of my friends. Have you guys, first of all, who here's played Outlast Whistleblower?
I have not.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Is anybody familiar with the character Eddie Gluskin, the groom?
Absolutely not.
So basically,
Have no idea who that is.
the concept is like you are in an insane asylum, and like all the patients have been experimented on, but they've broken out, and you've got to get out of there before you get cut into pieces by insane, super strong people, basically. And we convinced, so one of the characters is named Eddie Gluskin, scariest motherfucker in the DLC by far. If he happens upon you, he will basically try to turn you into his wife by taking a buzzsaw to your nutsack, literally.
Oh, hell no.
And he also reacts very violently to rejection. So yeah, you can imagine how terrifying a serial killer that guy is. My friend Tim convinced our mutual friend Adam that Eddie Gluskin is a real person who has not been caught yet.
Oh, damn.
And that he lives in our general area. Or was at least cited there last. So I might have just ratted out my buddy on the podcast. But yeah, I have a friend who thinks that Eddie Gluskin, the groom, is a real person.
Nice.
And we haven't
So
told him yet.
You terrified him over
We haven't told him he's fictional yet.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my.
He still thinks the guy's real.
Oh, Lord. That's the most evilest thing I have ever heard of. God.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Mm. 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 God damn. Oh. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, that's like somebody saying the animatronics at Chuck E. Cheese aren't real. The animatronics look real enough.
The
Nah,
grimace shake is real, unfortunately.
Okay, now I've been seeing that go around social media lately. What's the deal with that? Because apparently it's a whole. I don't know if it's a whole meme or something going around with that shake putting people in the hospital or killing people. What's the deal with that?
I think people are actually dying.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Brit. I just think it's someone that's taken something and completely run with it. And then it's one of those things where someone's seen it and gone, I can do that. And it's just followed on to a trend. And if McDonald's don't actually keep this going for a little bit longer, then it's a wasted opportunity on so many levels.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I think it's fantastic that people are running with it. I can't wait to see the next one.
Got lines in heaven and hell for people who specifically died from the grimace shake.
Yeah, I just love it.
No.
But
I'm way behind on that controversy. I haven't even seen Meat Canyon's video on it yet.
But also, fellas, we're joined by our newest global nerd. He's in the chat. He's that. Well, he's in our thing as guest user.
Everybody meet guest user.
Yeah,
that's his name.
Guest user, and it is Hollow Shy. Is it? I don't know. I'm just going to go Hollow. I'm guessing. I don't want to be rude or anything. So hello. He's muted it right now. So come join at any time.
Guys,
there we go.
I had joined as guest because I haven't set up my account yet. I am here right now at the moment. Once I am done setting it up, I'm going to rejoin again in a few minutes.
That's absolutely awesome. So come join us then. Awesome. Okay, so which topic are we going to go for? Are we going for Power Ranger fandoms or Colleen?
I think we should go with Colleen Bollinger.
Okay, great.
Singer?
Yeah, Yeah, Ballinger, I think it is Colleen Ballinger. So, okay, so is everyone caught up with it to some degree? Because I only know like little bits about it.
From what I understood, she has put out 2 books. Now, this is going to be a hot topic because it deals with the LGBT plus community and putting pornographic and very sexualized books in schools. A lot of people have been protesting this, and they're being called bigots, uh, transphobic, and all the names in the books because they want the sexualization of children out of schools. She comes out with 2 books. Excuse me. And they are all about the grooming. It is. I'm not even sure what these books were made to be, but she put out an apology video
Quote
with a
unquote.
ukulele.
Do you have a link for
Like-
that one?
I will send you I will find it, and I will send you the the ukulele thing. But I think there's a lot more stuff behind it, not just like there's 2 books. So as I look for it, literally if you type Col into YouTube search, it's like the top one. 6.5 million views in 3 days. Okay,
Wow.
so yeah, so there's a lot more to this than just the generic like grooming in books. So from what I've seen online is the fact that because she has a character called Miranda Sings, and she's probably one of the earliest YouTubers like Smosh, and all those sorts of people. And what else? So she used to apparently have like group chats with fans, and they were all like minors and stuff like that, or majority would be minors, and she would ask them stuff like what's your favorite position, sexual wise. She would say like, oh, send me pictures and stuff, and it got really quite big. There's another YouTuber, I think his name's Adam. I don't know his full name because I'm still going to be researching this story. And apparently Miranda, he was like, dates vary, like either he's 14 or 15, but she was sending underwear to him, but putting it into a live stream by saying like, oh, I'll send you my underwear. She was asking a lot of inappropriate questions to these people on a live, like, because she did live shows and stuff like that. There's one of this girl who was underage where apparently she got them up to come up on stage, and then had her on her back, legs like wide open, for like jokes and stuff like that, and it was very uncomfortable. And now she's being called out by it, and Miranda or Colleen is turning around saying like none of this happened. So her entire apology video of her singing on the ukulele is that she's saying like all of this are rumors, none of this is true. Everyone's joining this. She calls it like the toxic train, spreading down the lies of misinformation, that sort of thing. Very badly sung by me there.
Her legal team told her she shouldn't talk about it. She said, you know what? They didn't say I couldn't sing.
Yeah. And
the whole apology is like a Family Guy moment, basically. A bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I see it as well.
Yeah. I generally was like, the fuck, like, when all of this stuff's going on, you think majority would be don't say a word, and it's like, guess I'll be singing this one, boys. So yeah, she's getting absolutely slated online because she's said like to all the people, all the victims and stuff, you're all lying, you're nothing happened, etc., when there is a lot of evidence.
Oh yeah.
And the fact is, like, a lot of time when if you're going to debunk a lot of stuff, here are all the receipts, this is what's happening. But she's just saying like, yeah, believe me, not them. So yeah, that was one of that's the kind of gist of it that I've got. But yeah.
And the 2 books in question are Self-Help and My Diary.
I generally thought you were going to say diarrhea then.
Well, how it's spelled.
Same
And
thing.
I get it's supposed to be a joke.
Yeah.
And that's all these are supposed to be. Both of them are supposed to be quote unquote parody books for children. But from a couple of YouTubers that I watched this morning to keep me up to date, they do not hit. They do not hit whatsoever. And it looks like the reviews are just like the Little Mermaids, that all the 1-star reviews have been deleted and switched to 5-star.
Totally trustworthy.
And I say this because most of the YouTubers I watch, they screenshot everything and they read all the posts. And the fact that both of these books have 84% 5-star reviews, I call BS. I call major BS on this.
Yeah, I'm having a look at the on a self-help one, which I generally thought like these would be big books, like proper chunky ones. But this one's just literally just like looking at some of the pages, considering for the thing, it's just like dancing. In order to dance goodly, you need to be a train wreck. And it's just like, why would you? I mean, over here in the UK, it's like for the hard book version, it's like £10, but the paperback's like 12. What the fuck? But yeah, like I just see all the reviews are exactly the same. Like, this is what I needed. Like, this is amazing, and it's like people that you wouldn't expect would buy this book.
Yeah. One of the reviews says it talks about licking tacos.
Okay.
That is a reference to only one thing that I can think of off the top of my head.
I mean, you could. So here in the UK, for brand new, and this is the lowest book that I've seen, you can buy Miranda's book for 69p. It's like $1. Fucking hell, that's bad.
If it's being sold for $1, that is bad. There have been a few games that I'm like, I've literally picked it up, said, I would like to speak to your manager, and gone to the manager. I would like to walk out with this free of charge. And they've gone, no, sorry, you can't, because it has a $10 price tag or $60 price tag. I'm like, you don't know how infamous this game is and why I would rather just walk out with it, how bad it is. And I did it mainly for a joke, but a couple people are like, yeah, that's not funny. I'm like, it is. It's that bad.
Why not just leave it there then?
So what's everyone's thoughts on like this sort of like YouTube apology type thing? Because personally, I feel like this goes like, before like people could like produce receipts, and it's more like, well, you have, I'm saying it's false, so therefore it is false, and you've got to believe me. Like, how do you both feel like when you've seen her sing? How do you feel?
As anyone would, trying to save a sinking ship. That's all the apology pretty much is trying to save face with the community and not get canceled by cancel culture.
Yeah, it's not even an apology. She's just like deflecting blame and she's straight up claiming that she's gone between saying that she's being misblamed, that it was a lapse of judgment. It's like either we're living in a simulation or you're lying out of your fucking teeth, you bitch. Like you straight like again, like we've straight up got like evidence, receipts, text messages, footage. I think they released like some audio footage, I'm pretty sure, but like, it's not an allegation. She actually did it. And
yeah, there's
she's not
actual
even
proof.
She's not even bothering with an apology. It's just straight up. She's just trying to deflect blame. That's all she's doing. This isn't something you go Shane Dawson level on. You go Onision level. Cancel this shit.
Oh no, they are comparing this woman to Jake Paul because at the end of each
prison.
of the
prison. That's what she should have.
Yeah, at the end of each of the books, because these people have bought the books, she actually says, "Tear this book up," because it's supposed to be an activity book as well. But at the end of the book, it says, "Go buy more of my book. Give it to people who need this book." What?
Yeah. I don't know. I think, I mean, I have I think 2 YouTubers books that I bought, and they are like, for what they are. I haven't read them, but I feel like they're actually decent size for they are. But yeah, like when I see YouTubers like, go buy my other books, I'm like, no, no.
About no.
Like, I'll go buy Pat the NES Punk's book because it's a guide to the SNES library or the N64 library. You know, it's informal. I guess I can technically count my buddy what's his name on Dirk. His name's Dirk. He has a werewolf comic that I follow on occasion. He has done a couple animations on YouTube, so I guess I can count him as a YouTuber, but he's a webcomic creator.
Love the dreads, Hollow.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying to leave it on this phone.
What is going on with that echo? You hear that?
Echo.
Yeah, it said mad echo. Give me 1 sec. There we go.
That's like the kind of sound you hear when someone spikes your drink.
My ears.
Right.
Right as you're going into like a Big Lebowski dream sequence.
There we go. All right. Yeah, I had to update my laptop. Everything was kind of crazy. All right.
But yeah, she needs help.
You just no, that's prison shit.
Yeah, no, she deserves jail time, definitely.
You don't get canceled.
Is there any talk of trials being initiated? Any lawsuits and something like that?
I haven't seen any.
For Colleen, no.
They talk about a lot about that. Oh my god, that echo is so distracting.
Sorry.
All good. They talk a lot about canceling these people, but like, you know, oh wait, I'm on the wrong thing. Sorry. They talk a lot about, you know, white privilege, that kind of shit. They don't talk nearly enough about celebrity privilege. You know, when celebrities get caught red-handed doing this shit, they suffer no consequences other than being canceled. Like, you don't, like, for example, all the way back to like what Kevin Spacey did, you don't cancel someone for that. You put them behind bars. And yet they get canceled while still getting to sit upon a mountain of money. What the fuck?
Yeah. For me,
what did Kevin Spacey do again?
He was a sexual predator through and through.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I think, I don't know if it's as much money that goes through. Like, it's like, oh, well, I've got like millions and millions so I can get myself out. But I get tired. I get sick and tired of just like, there's never any repercussions. It's always like, I'm sorry. And then they'll come back, like, say, 3 months later, I'm a changed man. Like, look at like the Ezra Miller stuff, right? Like, he got away with so much shit, and it was reported, and he still had his job. He still had a movie and stuff like that. And yet,
he still hasn't suffered any real consequences.
No, exactly. And that's what really like fucking pisses me off so much, because there's like, if it was anyone else, like, if it was anyone that hasn't got money, bam, straight into jail. Like, they'd be slapped so hard. And I think it's time now that a lot of these companies go, do you know what? Well, a lot of the countries go, do you know what? We can't let this go, because you could put it up in a court of law, be like, well, yeah, I've done all this stuff, but Ezra Miller, he got off on my stuff. Colleen, she did exactly the same stuff as me. And I'm not. She didn't get arrested. He didn't get arrested, or they didn't get arrested. It just puts like a precedent down. Like, why are there laws like this? Like, if they're not going to be reinforced for people,
they're meant to protect and help the rich, not
Yeah.
us.
I was going to say that. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah,
It's more pertaining to keep us orderly and keep us in our place, rather than keep the people who can just say, "Hey, I have $1 million. Look the other way." Like,
it's kind of disheartening. I mean, like, at the end of the day, I think that, as Martin Luther King Jr. put it, the moral arc of the universe is forward. But it does kind of get like, discouraging in the micro, seeing like these powerful people have no accountability directed toward them.
And to bring up another hot topic, the whole Supreme Court thing with the affirmative action.
Yeah,
they're basically telling these colleges, hey, that black guy can get in just as good as an Asian kid. That Asian kid can get in just as good as a black kid or a white kid. But the question is, do we look at their race? No. Take that out. Quit making it about race. How well did these kids work to get into these colleges? That's where they wanted to go to.
I mean, positive discrimination is still discrimination.
Mm-hmm. And that's basically what
it's a slippery slope.
Because I was always like, my character, just as I said, is that's how I am. I base a person off their character, not off their skin color, religion's views. Maybe based off their perception, I may judge someone, because I'm like, wow, you really think like that? You really see things like that, and you really act on those perceptions you have? That's kind of crazy.
I mean, you're nailing it right on the head, and why I criticized The Little Mermaid the way I did. It's not that she wasn't black or anything. It was literally, okay, she has a good singing voice.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the rest of the acting?
I keep hearing
it fell flat in some sense.
I keep hearing she crushed it, honestly, or at the very least, she was putting a good amount of fun into the role.
She
was, but that is the bias of Black community, seeing a underdog take a big role, especially one where I guess they're replacing it for one that was of a less melanated, character to one more. And that's just like, it's crazy that it's like that. Like when Star Wars, remember when Star Wars and Finn, and how everyone was, oh, he crushed it, big bro. And I was like, he's kind of a bitch to me. he
did look like a little bitch a lot of the times.
Right.
And I felt bad for him, because I'm like, I actually kind of want this character to become a Jedi and waylay people.
They did him so dirty, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad spaced out. Who are we talking about now?
Remember Finn from Star Wars?
They fucked him, man. They fucked him. Just to shunt him out for China. That was like a big part of the reason they did it, man. Yeah, and they're planning to I don't know if it's the right time to get into this topic, but like Kathleen Kennedy claims that she thinks it's time to move on from Lucas's story and start her own thing. And she's beginning with Rey leading the new Jedi Order. The thing that Luke was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Hell the fuck no. I ain't even trying to be I ain't even trying to be that dude, but no. I ain't even seen the movie and I already know she's not even half experienced enough to lead a whole
That's
new,
what I was about to say. She has no real serious, from what I've seen through the movies, no real serious.
Oh hell no.
She's
serious.
She's
I mean,
also...
like, you first.
Oh,
sorry.
sorry. No, you go on. It's fine.
Ray really does have the potential to be a good character if it weren't for the fact that she was such a goddamn Mary Sue. Like,
God,
no,
yes.
no hero's journey with her at all. Like, I freaking hate it when they do it with characters just for the whole, like, you know, strong female character thing. No journey, no growth, no, like, none of, like, what we got with the original Mulan, you know? Like, she starts out out of her element, but then, like, through determination, persistence, she becomes, like, the person her army needs. Like, and she saves China all on her own. But here it's like, nope, she's perfect for the beginning.
And I hate to bring up Little Mermaid again for that exact same point. When she goes back with all these treasures and finds her father in the grotto, where's the acting go? Neither of them had, like, any actual, like, blow up. It's like that. It was a pivotal moment of, I wanted to see lots of conflict there. The reason she wanted to become human, I rewatched that scene 3 times, and every time I expected her just to walk away. Not even confront her father or anything, say anything, just walk out.
Are you talking about the scene? Are you talking about the scene where Triton discovers the grotto and destroys all her shit?
Yeah.
Spoilers, like, man. Spoilers.
I haven't.
I haven't. What is it?
80-year-old
movie?
It'll be on the Fire Stick soon.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the movie, but I keep hearing they butchered that scene.
Like I said in a couple episodes ago, The Little Mermaid was rushed for 4 years of making this movie, switching scenes where they shouldn't be, and changing lyrics to certain songs. Just did not feel right. And while I loved Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, she played the role to a T. And that's the exact reason why I like her as Ursula, because of that reason. She even fell off. And it's like, okay, what were they actually going for? Was it supposed to be a shot for shot, or
See,
One of the executives even admitted they are only doing these remakes for money.
Yeah, it's a given. It's 100%. Let's just make as much money as you want, because people are going to go down 2 roads. They're going to go to how are they going to fuck this up, and this is my favorite of all, like, Disney films. So I imagine that's what it is. So whichever is going to be the next one, it's going to be like, okay, how are they going to fuck it up, or is it going to stay true to the story? Is it going to be something completely different?
I can answer that question right now. We got Snow White coming out.
Yeah, well, they fucked that one straight up, and that's like going. But that's not coming in cinemas. That's going, I think, straight to Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Oh boy.
Oh no, she's asleep, so I can't ask her. And we also got Lilo and Stitch. Also been confirmed.
They are doing a live adaptation of that.
Didn't they recast it with, like, an all-white cast or something?
Yep.
They're in Hawaii. Why would you do that?
Because they did it purposely, because more than likely they seen all the memes and all the people they were recommended for the scene, and they just did it to piss them off, to gain the attention. Like, just like what they did with Sonic. They poorly designed the cast so people can have an outrage, so it could get their attention, and then they fix it and then lure people in to actually come and watch it.
Yeah, the negativity is what is it? Bad publicity is good publicity, or something like that.
People pay more attention to negative things that influence them negatively than things that influence them positively.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the Little Mermaid was.
As the boys put it, emotion sells, anger sells.
And then, of course, Dwayne "The Rock" Pikachu Johnson.
What the hell did he get into again?
He's getting into Moana, good sir.
Yeah,
he's
that
going to
movie
be shirtless the entire movie.
That movie hasn't even been out for 10 years yet, and they're already going for a live-action remake because The Rock's such an egomaniac.
Bro, they're
But-
running out of ideas at this point. They're like, look, we already made this. Know what? 2 years later, let's make a live action version of it. See how that does.
I really think
Um,
it's just The Rock's ego driving that. Like they could make a sequel to Moana, but like the Rock, I'm pretty sure I heard that The Rock wanted the next thing to be live action because he wants people to see his face.
well, not only that, but it's his culture. It's his representation. He actually said that on one of the lives, I think, that he's like, I want a live action Moana. I will star in it. I will direct it. I will put the money into it to make this happen because it is my people.
I was just going to ask that. I was going to ask, so is he going to do the same thing that Ryan Reynolds did because he loves Deadpool so much that he's dedicating most of his funds to most of the movies to play the character that he is dedicated to be? So dedicated that he even plays Deadpool in other Green Lantern, just Deadpool in the green suit. Kane from Blade, just Deadpool killing vampires. Like he was always Deadpool. So is Rock going to put that same effort in? Because if not, then shut the hell up, Rock.
I hope so. I hope so. Oh, I rewatched, I think it was Deadpool 2. They had the ending scene where he goes into the different movies and just fixes them.
I love
Ends
that
up killing
scene.
himself.
I love that scene. Like everything they go through, and he's just like, I'm gonna go back to the past and undo all of it. And they confirmed that was all canon, by the way. Like it wasn't just a bit at the end of the movie. Like he actually did all of that. That's in the story.
But I did like Ryan Reynolds as Hal for Green Lantern. I think he fit the role, but
Yeah, still
That-
do. We got Deadpool 3 coming.
Yeah, he didn't like the CGI suit. He had
Yeah.
he had issues with that. And now if you ever go back and watch it and you like look at it, you're like, wow, that's really is really bad CGI.
I mean, with Ryan Reynolds, like even as I've kind of gotten tired of him playing the same character over and over again, I still like the guy himself. I love his passion. I love his sense of humor. I love how like he's one of the few people, like every time he's sarcastic, it's always at his own expense. He's not being a dick to someone else. But you know, The Rock, I feel like there are two sides to him. There's the artistic side and then there's the corporate side. I feel like the corporate side of him is just completely taken over. He's gone full corporate, he's gone full like egomaniac. I think it was, oh man, what was the he was
Just
comparing he was comparing one movie he had out there to another. Oh my god, was it Black Panther or I forget what it was, but it made more money than a movie that he was at the helm of, and he was basically getting on Twitter and arguing, "Hey, we did it this way, and because of that, we've got the bigger win. Our movie should be celebrated." It was Black Adam and some other
Black
movie.
Panther. That sounds about right.
Yeah, because he was
How the
basically
hell you want to try to compare Black Adam to Black Panther? What the fuck?
well, he was basically comparing it to what it did for
Representation.
representation, yeah. And he was saying from like some insane troll logic angle that Black Adam deserved more praise and had the bigger win. It's like, what, dude? Just respect the other movie's win. Don't be a sore loser, man. Like, just we can all share this. Film is all a collaborative effort, and you're trying to make it all about you. What the hell?
But then,
And even with the Fast and the Furious franchise, when Fast X was being filmed, Vin Diesel called him up personally and said, "Hey, I want Hobbs back. I want Hobbs in these two-part series because the fans love him, and I want to put all of this aside. I want Hobbs to come back." And he declined it multiple times because of his ego. The director's point. I think it was Vin Diesel and The Rock. Someone can correct me on this, but their director egos clashed too much between Fast 5, 6, and 7.
Wait, we were talking about The Rock and who?
Vin
Vin
Diesel.
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 They've
Oh
had
yeah,
a
of course.
they've had a
Yeah,
rivalry for a long time.
yeah, when it's two big steroids, muscle-driven assholes, and only one of them works out for movie roles, and one works out because he has an addiction to the dopamines that he gets from being big all the time. Yeah, you're going to have conflicts when two Goliath egos are just in the same tiny small rooms, like putting two bulls in one tiny room and then putting a female cow in there.
100%. That's what
God
it.
damn.
That's what it
Well,
was in Fast Five, and it worked. That's the horrible part. It worked for
Yeah.
that movie.
Mm-hmm.
that's why it's still the best Fast and Furious movie. Honestly, like, because you really, I was always wondering how they sell the conflict between those two characters so well. And it's like, oh, because they actually hate each other in real life. But apparently that conflict started with The Rock. He found Vin Diesel and the way he approached films unprofessional. And apparently Vin was trying to be chill about it. He's just like, okay, we just have two different approaches. But The Rock was just offended by Vin's approach on an existential level, apparently. And, I thought it was just a matter of one of them being unprofessional, but now I'm wondering, like, has The Rock always just kind of been a narcissist?
Ever since his days in WWE, I would say yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would think it's increased since WWE because like with only more money and more fame and more notoriety, it's just it inflates your ego, and I doubt he's as spiritual as he claimed to be. And because think about Keanu Reeves compared to The Rock.
There you go. There's a
Okay.
hero right there. I mean, like you've got to like see like because even if you are a fan of The Rock, and I'm still kind of a fan of the guy, but like he is clearly blatantly putting himself at the center of every project that he's in, while just like completely playing it safe. I think I saw this meme online, like it's different stills of him in different movies where he is in a jungle wearing like like I think it's Jumanji, then Journey to the Center of the Earth, and a bunch of other movies where he's pretty much just playing the same character. And it's like, believe it or not, these are all different movies.
Yeah.
So,
I think that meme.
Well, I can definitely contest to that. We got three really good actors that do this: The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, and Keanu Reeves. All play the same type of character.
I will contest that claim with Keanu when you're done. I don't want to interrupt you.
They all play the same character. The only time I've seen Keanu play a different character was in Bill and Ted.
And Toy Story 4.
And Hackers.
Are we not forgetting SpongeBob SquarePants as well?
Yeah, that's a old
Oh,
school
you can't
movie.
forget that.
That's Keanu Reeves and Angelina Jolie. That's when, perfect prime age, beautiful people.
Or The Matrix Resurrections, which somehow managed to just kill all the progress he made as an actor in that one movie.
So, can we discuss that?
I'm happy to discuss that.
So
like
You about to go down a rabbit hole.
He's genuinely become a really good actor, but just for that one movie, he starts off good, but then goes all the way to I know kung fu. Like he just goes back all the way back to the pantomiming he did in the old days.
And that's basically what I was saying is we talk about these actors that play the same characters. Like I see when I watch the John Wick movies. Okay, I'm just gonna go watch the first Matrix movie. Same sort of character. Oh
No.
hey guys, go play Cyberpunk 2077.
Similar, but not the same guy.
Am I playing John Wick?
I wish they made a game like so now that we're on the topic of Matrix.
Okay, go ahead.
the Resurrection movie, the latest one, the fourth installment that the sisters decided to come out with. Um, it was I was so hyped for it, and I literally watched that movie multiple times to where it was like I'm like, he went from a badass to this all the time. And I'm like, where's the kung fu? Where's the wall running? Where's the Neo that we know and love? And then if he's supposed to be a reawakening, like it's like they just shitted on every single character's legacy.
Well,
and
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 I fully agree. Like the first three movies were literally the Bible, if I remember correctly,
First one.
from a documentary that I watched. Their entire viewpoint on
Neo's
all three of those
Jesus.
movies was supposed to be like Jesus sacrificing himself and all that. And then we get this movie and we're like, I'm sorry?
They admitted in the movie though that the only reason they made it was because Warner Brothers wanted a fourth one. So, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this was a rumor I was hearing or an actual fact. I never checked my sources on this. But if this is to be believed, the Wachowski siblings deliberately fucked that movie up so they wouldn't have to make another one.
I can't actually disagree with that.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did it on purpose because it's just that bad a movie.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot more sense because it came out last year, right?
I believe so, yeah. Or the year before.
2 years ago, 3 years, and bro, I can't believe John Wick 4
right.
got delayed for that piece of shit.
Yeah, and then that's the thing though, because Matrix 4 got announced before it actually came out, like around John Wick 2, when they said, you know what, we're going to give you a Matrix 4. So we're waiting, and Matrix 4 was actually supposed to come out around the same time as John Wick, which is very upsetting that they delayed it for that piece of shit. But
they had COVID to consider too.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, so 2 years ago, yeah. So 2 years ago, they announced it 4 years before it actually came out. So yeah, sounds about yeah. Yeah, that I don't know.
And I do have to contest the point about Keanu though. I think that I get where you're coming from, Ty, like thinking that I get where you're coming from. I really do. I personally, this is just a difference of interpretation, but I think that what Keanu does, yeah, this is Millie right here. I'm watching her while her owners are away for the 4th of July. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I feel like Keanu brings his personality into all of the characters he plays, which I've got no problem with, given like what just a charismatic wunderkind the guy is. But he also plays to the different types of characters he's playing, you know, like because Neo is supposed to be distancing himself more and more from his emotions as the movies go on. Like he becomes more and more just I know that's supposed to be enlightenment, but to me I thought they were just making him more boring. But like you've also got Duke Kaboom, where he's sort of like a parody of every character he plays. And John Wick, who has similarities to Neo, like while also having a lot of Keanu's own personality in there. But at the end of the day, he is a guy who is defined by the cycle of vengeance and just the way he is constant and just like the sheer amount of shit he goes through too.
Yeah.
So like he captures the essence of every character while still bringing his own charisma in there and his own brand. And I think that's amazing, honestly. I see it as a pro.
I agree because what made me, I was always a fan of Keanu Reeves ever since I watched the first Matrix movies in the late 90s. What really made me impressed with him is when I stumbled across, after watching the first John Wick, of course, I stumbled across a YouTube clip of him training for John Wick 2, him and Halle Berry. And I was so impressed by the amount of dedication and skill that it made me realize that that is not acting, that is not choreographed, that is him showing you I can fuck shit up.
Yeah,
I choose not to.
Yeah, you can actually, and that's where I love Keanu Reeves as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Dedication,
'cause,
man.
Mm-hmm.
what was
There's a line from John Wick 3 that stuck with me. He doesn't say it, but one of his old mentors does. Art is pain. That's the quote. And like to Keanu and like pretty much everybody working on the John Wick movies, this is art and it's a work of passion, but they also go through all of the pain they need to go through to, make this as quality as it is. And that's why the John Wick movies are so great, is because of the
Mhm.
sheer amount of themselves they put into it. They don't cut corners with CGI. They
Mhm.
basically they go all out with the whole team, with the crew, the cinematographers, the stunts, the actors. They all go all out, and the John Wick movies wouldn't be what they are without that element there.
Mhm.
And think we're getting a 5.
So
I
rumors
hope so.
about that. I don't think John's is about John. He will probably make cameos in the fifth one. But I believe they're starting off with the Asian chick, the guy's daughter from the fourth movie. And I think this is her. The fifth one's going to be her taking the lead. I'm not sure how true that rumor is, but that's just what I heard because I believe John has died in four.
So with the fifth one, like I'm just assuming they're going to like continue the fifth one, like right from where the fourth one.
It's a possibility. I'm not quite sure. It could be her start, her legacy, just like or it could be an origin story. Just we've never gotten the origin stories of John. So it's multiple ways.
Only in comics, believe it or not.
Oh, really? I didn't even know they made John Wick comics. That is awesome. I need to check that out.
Yeah. I feel like honestly, bro, more John Wick for me is always good. If we ever get to a point where we're seeing him at the age of 80 taking all these guys down wearing a tactical diaper, I'd be down. I'd still buy that ticket.
Oh no.
I do know they're at least planning like some spin-offs. I know Ana de Armas is going to be the main character of one
that's
called
what
the
I was talking
Ballerina.
about. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got it going because sorry, I had to step out for a bit to plug in my laptop, but they've got that going, and specifically because they saw her in action in No Time to Die, Daniel Craig's last Bond movie, and they're like, yeah, she can move, she can fight. Let's talk to her about a spinoff.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they had to get Donnie Yen, one of my favorite kung fu actors.
He's one of my
Jackie
favorite martial arts practitioners. I do martial arts myself, and him, Bruce Lee, John Wick, they are like a bit of people who I try to discipline myself on when it comes to their straight just discipline in their effort to choreograph these moves in movies. It's like, wow, like that is insane. Because they're years of training, years every day, just to prepare for a movie scene that we're going to sit down and watch for a couple hours.
Yeah. But I think we should get to the cream of the crop.
Rocky with the cash.
Because I think this one goes to a lot of movies, a lot of series, a lot of fan series that just annoy the living crap out of us. Basically, what grinds our gears? Toxic fandoms.
That's that sigh of.
But that's
fandom.
like a tree that trickles down into many.
I'm gonna start this one off by saying this goes out to all the toxic Star Wars fans out there, guys. It's hard enough to be a Star Wars fan as it is right now with everything going on with the sequels. Don't make it worse. Come on. Like they straight up ruined the actor who played Kin Anakin's life. You've got George Lucas on record saying, "Why would I want to come back to this franchise when the last time I was a part of it, people compared me to Hitler and Satan?" It's like these people keep making it worse, man.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, you look at the way they Moses Ingram. Look at how they treated Moses Ingram, man. They straight up like spewed her DMs with like bullying, insults, and racist tirades. It's like I feel like we're just one alien invasion away from beating racism for good. And they go and do that petty shit, man, and just prove that the worst of humanity is still around.
Mm-hmm.
And they associate and now, like, you know, the Star Wars fandom is associated with the worst of humanity because of that.
Yeah. So
I had no idea it was.
it's horrible. So the
Yeah.
reason why we're talking about it today is everyone's favorite Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. The Lord Zed actor has completely like stepped back. Who he was in, the voice actor was in obviously Dino Fury, and apparently people harassed him on the guy stepped down from doing it in the second season. So we're getting someone completely different doing the voice of Lord Zed, and yeah, it's just because someone said you ruined my childhood, and then that's what caused him to step back and stuff like that.
Wow.
He ruined their childhood. How? Because the original guy that played that passed away, and this guy can't step up to the plate. What is that the
Yeah.
reason?
Like that's one of my biggest pet peeves is how can someone go, or how someone says, so yeah, it ruined my childhood. How old are you? Oh, I'm like in my 30s. So how did it go and ruin your childhood? Because not unless that voice went through time, slapped the shit out of you and went the fuck, and you're like, oh yeah, I can't watch Lord Zed now because the voice slapped me. Like it's so fucking weird. It's one thing that pisses me off. And then when someone like when you confront these fans, because if I see it, I'm just gonna call it out on Twitter now. I'm so pissed off with it. But like when you like how I want to know how, and then when they come back with nothing, like, oh, I'm just saying, like, I'll never be able to look at Lord Zed. No, you can go back and you can watch season 2, you can watch season 3, you can then watch them destroy Lord Zed because they made him a bitch. So yeah, you can go back and relive these things all for the magic price of free.
What is with like I love it when they say this ruined their childhood.
Yeah,
Like
how?
that's the worst thing that could have happened to you as a kid. Like what, worse than your parents dying in a truck crash, worse than being separated from your family because of like an immigration crisis. Oh no, I went through all of that, but dude, they replaced Teen Titans with Teen Titans Go. I don't have anything on that. I thought I knew suffering, but no.
Okay,
They replaced Zed's actor.
right. I will.
Oh my god.
I will defend Teen Titans Go. It's shit up to the point where they then turn around and say we're a joke, and then it's absolutely fucking hilarious after that because they take the piss out themselves, which I think is absolutely amazing. But yeah,
the words right out of my mouth, dude.
Yeah, it's like
Teen Titans Go itself just it's not that bad. You know, I put it on in the background when I'm getting ready for my day every once in a while. But even then, I think we can all admit that it's not half of what the original show was.
Oh
No,
yeah,
not even a fraction.
Yeah.
Like I love the originals, but then I got really like annoyed at Teen Titans Go because I was like, right, you're just shitting over everything.
Yeah.
But the second they started saying like, you know, we're not as good as the originals, and then you kind of watch some of the stuff that they do. Like I've been laughing quite a lot. Like I would only change the Robin character a little bit because I feel like he gets shat on a lot. But you know, I would kind of change it. But it's really funny at times. Like it's made me laugh quite a bit.
There's a lot of fourth wall breaking jokes in there.
Yeah, I think that's really fun. But when I see these fans like turn around and just shit on it and be like, it's not my Teen Titans. It's my childhood is ruined. How? Like,
But yeah, I never understood that either because like, as I was telling my roommate, he's younger than me. I was telling him, you know, as old as I am, man, things don't change. They just modernize.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, as I've seen it all repeat a couple times, the cycles repeat of like what's cool, what's not cool, and you know, I can't hate on it. I'm not even allowed to hate on this generations of entertainment. Why? Because Cow and Chicken I wasn't allowed to watch. at a certain age because it was ridiculous. And then when I watch it as an adult, I sit there and go, it's funny, but yeah, I see why my mom didn't let me watch Cow and Chicken growing up because it's sick.
Right. Cow
My-
chicken roll.
I
So-
forgot cow and chicken existed until you mentioned it.
So my whole thing with the whole, and going back to the Go argument was, you had this series that was 5 seasons long, that had really established characters, and that was actually good for DC.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, you had Thundercats, really great anime.
It was an anime?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
it's
animated in
Western
Japan.
animation.
It is anime.
It was a
technically.
cartoon, and they put it in animation type like drawing style.
My whole
Yeah.
life was a lie.
Yeah, because they couldn't
But-
get the walking cycle right for the Thundercats, so they shipped it off to Japan. And I'm just like, classic, my first anime right there.
But my whole point is, you had these really good series that had really good integrating stories, and then all of a sudden, what happened to their intelligence?
We got
Like,
older.
What the heck? Like,
You know,
it was a
so-
drastic change for me.
You remember when we were watching cartoons 10 and stuff, and our parents would come in and be like, "That's so stupid."
Hmm.
You know, the same thing happened to
I
us.
hated that shit.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
I had to fight through so much of my dad's shame, trying to shame me out of cartoons, to hold on to Courage the Cowardly Dog, to hold on to Bill and Mandy.
Stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because back in the
And
day,
Courage-
guess what? Their cartoons were Flintstones and Felix the Cat and stuff. So,
Right.
you know, their cartoons to us is like, oh, this is boring. And our
Right.
cartoons to them is stupid. And it's a cycle, it repeats. Like
So-
Right.
the new generation cartoons are stupid to some of us. And, you know, like, but you have to think about it as well. Teen Titans was meant for a lot of us that were going through similar problems. They addressed a lot of issues that mid to late teens were going through. So when we become adults and we're no longer watching them as much, and they realize that, hey, not getting views from the kids that are getting old. Remember, 6 years is a pretty good time to grow up, you know, over watching Teen Titans.
Yeah, but you got to remember the audiences grow up, and because of that, I mean, like, again, I don't like shitting on Teen Titans Go too much, but if you act like your audience somehow de-aged, you're going to lose viewers.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But
But
now-
it was because they weren't selling toys. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like to sell their toys.
Mhm.
So to go to a different series, Tom.
We're
and
still
Jerry.
talking about toxic fandoms, right?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes, they did have a Go-like structure series come out, but that aged so well.
It fits more with the format of Tom and Jerry, though, because they're always about like slapstick escapades that are standalones. That's not really what Teen Titans was about.
Yeah, exactly. But look at Looney Tunes; it's all about the slapstick, and then you get Bugs being just this asshole to Daffy, and
But
Daffy being
it's-
all about the money in every single episode he's in relationships. Is like, what did they do?
Yeah. Bugs he's kind of always been an asshole, though. Like
Yeah,
just
he was
just
a
a little bit.
narcissist.
Like he's a troll, basically. That's just
Yeah,
kind of he's
yeah.
the prankster. That's his whole deal.
Like Bugs is really conceited. Like he knows what he's capable of, and he just does what he wants.
He's just like, pain does not exist in this dojo. No mercy. Ain't I a stinker?
See, I kind of think, like, obviously with being on topic with toxic fans, like I don't understand the mentality of trying to chase someone off. Like, what does it bring? Because effectively, if you go like, so going back to Lord Zed, like, okay, so you've got rid of the voice actor that played Lord Zed, so you're going to get someone new, either it be someone within the production company or it's going to be someone completely random. Like, how is like if they don't do anything, if they don't do any better, are you just going to start the whole cycle again and then try and get that person gone? Because I feel like it also adds in like now that we know that the originals, the second person who's voiced it, fans can then just go after someone and say, well, it happened with the first one. Let's start it with the second one. Let's keep going, guys.
Yeah, no, that's you're explaining cancel culture to a T.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And even a couple of the stuff that I posted in our group, Hunter was going off on a couple of fans saying, well, if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Right.
It's probably because she was getting tired of the messages. And I'm sure Simon's just as bad.
Yeah.
I just put in there a positive criticism. I'm like, okay, I want to see you as a leader in Cosmic Fury. I believe in Simon's writing because I actually do like Dino Fury seasons 1 and 2. It flows pretty nice. But I'm worried about the runtime.
Yeah.
I mean,
Episode wise or season wise?
well, it's
both.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's 20. Like we think it's going to be
That's
like 22 minutes, and then it's only 10 episodes. But with that one is, I feel like it's going to be fast paced because it just means there's no not spoilers. There's no filler episodes. So effectively, we're going to get the whole. This is going to be fast paced, like bam, 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 bam. And I feel like that maybe that might be an entire pace because, like, if we look at the reboot, whenever that gets kind of like brought to light, they could do the same sort of thing. Get rid of the filler. Let's just have a consistent thing. Get it done quickly. So where I have a lot of faith in Simon's stuff, when I'm talking about with toxic fans and how much shit that Simon gets, I would have just gone, I would have blocked a lot of people or just gone, I'm off Twitter, see you later, boys. But I feel like when we, as toxic fans, keep going on, we'll lose this because as soon as Simon's done with Cosmic Fury, he'll obviously still post, but Jonathan Entwistle and Kelly won't even interact with fans, and we would have lost the best thing because let's say we all had questions on like Cosmic Fury or Dino Fury or Beast Morphers, that lifeline's completely gone now because they may not want to answer questions like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we'll never. I don't think we'll get anything like interaction with showrunners or cast or crew for a very long time. Maybe after the reboot, maybe something different.
And now that you're bringing up the whole just going for straight storyline stuff, we really see this with like X-Files. I'll bring X-Files up. In X-Files, you had maybe 1 to 2, they call them mythology episodes, where it's all about the characters and all about the story. The rest of the season is filler. I can definitely see that happening where they're just like, okay, all these other seasons, they had too much filler. Too much filler. Let's just stick with a season, straight story, stick with the characters we have. Let's bring them back for a 3rd season. Focus on them. None of this, oh, I need to catch this, or I need to catch that, or beat up this monster for 2 episodes.
I'm sorry. It just reminded me of like the how Power Rangers usually is, and because I forgot it's like they'll come against the Power Ranger, get their ass whooped, get an upgrade, then beat the monster.
Exactly. It's a formula. And the formula works for a lot of us older Power Ranger fans.
Yeah.
And I think even that could be a little toxic because we don't like to see that formula changed as much. People are terrified of change. I have noticed too.
It's always been the case. I mean,
Change can be scary. I get that.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people don't understand, or maybe some people in the fandom don't understand, that Hasbro want to make money from this. That is their main goal. They don't give a shit about the whole like continuing it on, because so far it looks like we're not going to get anything next year at all Power Ranger wise. Well, obviously Lightning Collection toys and stuff like that, but there's no Power Rangers media. And the fact is, if Hasbro were like, okay, shit, we're fitting the bill, so say $1 million per episode, and they're not getting a return, they're going to go, right, shut this down right now. So when they all complain about this, it's like, well, Hasbro aren't making money. They're not out here to make that next season. Like, oh, look, we'll do Zoologia or we'll do Lupin Ranger versus Power Ranger, even though I know people will be like, but they're not. Either way, whatever season. It just ruins it. And the fans have got to like admit, like, if change works, like the whole formula of they're all best friends and they've got to be, there's no complication, you're not allowed kissing, you're not allowed relationships. That all doesn't work in this day and age because we've completely changed. I mean, yeah, I've completely lost where my train of thought's going, but I just generally think that if we don't get a change in this, move on from the closed episode where it's like, hey, here's Ion, he's come back and he's going to take over the Power Rangers. Okay, Zato, you're not allowed to be in there anymore. And now they're best friends at the end. That sort of stuff doesn't work. Do you go through the CW approach, which I know everyone's like, I hate CW, but do you go through the thing where you concentrate on one particular character or one team, and then you go, rather than an episodic, you make it an overarch and say, okay, Lord Zed's the main bad guy, but we'll lead up to the big bad and just have it continue on rather than closed episodes.
So I haven't watched Power Rangers in a very long time. I'm still a fan, of course, but are they dimensional warriors, or is this like? Because I remember
they're warriors with dementia.
At this point, they might as well be dimensional fighters, because they've been to almost every dimension, teaming up with each other.
Right?
Well,
Yep.
The way that Power Rangers is shot. So to think of it like this, the only ones that aren't in the same universe as RPM and Dino Charge, because for whoever fucking wrote the end of Dino Charge, destroying the Earth, then going back and fucking it over, created a brand new timeline. RPM was always set in another universe, completely separate. Then obviously you have the comics, which are completely separate as well. The 2017 films completely separate. The 95 movie is separate, but like the majority of the rest of it, like say Mighty Morphing and all that, are set in the same universe.
Okay. So it's like a Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 36 type. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
I will say though, like a lot of people are out there just dreading the direction Power Rangers is going. I've been going back and watching some of the old shows. Yeah, if you guys need a remedy for like any problem you got with the current state of Power Rangers, the old shows are good shit. Go check them out. Like nostalgia feels good.
It does to some degree, but I think that's what a lot of fans are kind of, they're stuck on, because they want it to be like the first season that they watched. They want it to be like Mighty Morphing, and so far, like since Saban brought it back with Samurai, it's never moved forward. Like it's just been stuck of, let's go revisit nostalgia, and it's just like, we need something different. Like we need to.
Because me personally, after seeing the darker version of Power Rangers on YouTube, I would love a very dark version of Power Rangers where people are getting their head kicked off or punched through the chest. Like you have a alien power suit on.
Power Rangers Western Strike. I played the villain in that one. Like Alex and I, when we were developing the backstory for Cairo, he's basically an evil AI. Part of how he comes into being is he exercises his individuality and personal power by torturing a woman and her baby to death, basically.
Wow.
That's part of his
dark
start, basically. So yeah, y'all want Dark Power Rangers Western Strike coming soon.
It's that dark.
Got to show a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think with Power Rangers, I think with the fandom in general, my kind of thoughts is that we've got to stop harassing these people. Like if you're in the camp of, oh, maybe if I harass them to kind of make it stop, it's just making it worse. Because when finding out that Andrew, the new voice of Lord Zed, or now the old voice, is the fact is that he stepped down. That's like, say you're getting 10 grand or you're getting 20 grand for your voice and stuff like that. That's money off the table. That's money not paying your rent or mortgage. You're not able to support your family. And I feel like when the fandom goes so heavy on this sort of shit, it needs to now be called out, because at the end of the day, I don't want someone to lose their job, even if they're fucking shit at it and they're not a shitty human being. I don't want someone to lose their job. Could you imagine we all become Power Rangers, we all fly out to New Zealand, and then suddenly like, we hate these guys, like, we want this instead. And it's like, guys,
they're not 90s enough for us. Like no, bring back the cringe-worthy dialogue.
Yeah. Exactly.
And like, I think there's a general Aesop that can be derived from all of this. I know it can be tempting in the micro to be a jerk, like, especially because there you can get somewhere off of rage in the short term, but it never leads anywhere good in the long term. There are always consequences for that shit, and there's never any good reason in the long term you should ever be an asshole. So just don't be a dick.
I was just talking to a younger friend of mine about that last night. He's going through stuff, and what you said pretty much is what I was telling him, is you got to let stuff go.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's hard to let stuff go, but sometimes you just need a focus point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like as an advocate for men's mental health, I believe that life's too short to be doing anything other than what's making you happy every single moment that you are breathing. If you're not doing something that makes you happy, then start doing something that makes you happy.
Boom. Boom.
Mike.
Well said. Well put. You know what? I already know. Look. I already know June is Men's Mental Health Month. I'm gonna just say right here, I officially announced that July is also Men's Mental Health Month. Fuck it.
Yo, how did we let it get forgotten that June is supposed to be Men's Mental Health Month too?
Because of Pride Month, dude. That overshadowed everything. Everybody wants to be so respectable of
think
the
about
LGBT.
it.
I get it,
And
everything, but still.
We couldn't
Still,
even
there's
have
more.
our
There's more
crazy,
important things than that.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, like
Juneteenth.
I would never dare like take away their month of representation, but like we can share. Sharing's possible, Let's like just give it.
No. Yeah,
But they get 15 days and we get 15 days.
Chris, now you're being transphobic.
How the fuck am I being transphobic, bro? Come on.
Because you're going
he's
against the
being sarcastic.
LGBTQ plus Pride Month. That was a transphobic comment right there.
Sorry, I said. I just want to say, I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment by saying that we could share and have equal representation. I just want to say, for anybody who wants to defend my being like just pro humanity in general, don't. It doesn't deserve to be defended.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go pick my last. I'm gonna go pick.
All of those is like.
I'm gonna go pick my last meal now. Bye, guys.
Yeah. Is there before we wrap this up? Is there?
So glad we started talking about. By the way,
is there anything else that you guys would like to talk about?
I don't know. What is? Oh, so what's going on in France?
Yeah,
the French.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've been seeing that. What the hell's going on over there? It's a fucking war zone.
Right. Let me have a quick Google, because I have no idea, even though it's like that's technically my back garden.
Are you talking about the Disney suing the entire UK?
Whoa.
That's surprising.
I guess that was a good one.
Okay, so I know a little bit about that because it was brought up. So the reason why Disney hates it or is trying to sue the UK or whatever it is
Funny.
Yeah. So with Disney Plus, like, so apparently there's a bill or a thing going through over here that you have to, like, Disney have to email at least once a month or something to say, do you still want your subscription to the service and stuff like that? And Disney pissed because they're like, well, we can't do that. We can't send out information. Like, that costs us too much money. But it's like a lot of
But
people
can't be a decent person and send out, do you still want to use our service notification? What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Because over here, it's like, effectively, it's willing to say, hey, do you want to do it? Because Disney Plus, I don't think is worth the price increase and stuff like that. I think
Most services aren't.
Yeah, and to me, like, okay, cool, I can watch Secret Invasion, awesome, or I can watch the Marvel movies, absolutely fantastic. But majority of the time, I can go to the store and go, do you know what? I want to watch Iron Man at some point, so I'll go buy Iron Man on Blu-ray. Because at any point, Disney could be like, we don't want this anymore, take it all down. So Disney are getting really pissy. So they're trying to sue or something like that because they think that it's not right. But yet they'll send an email out every single weekend or whatever saying, hey guys, do you want to watch the Secret Invasion? You're like, no, I don't. So why can't you just send an email and go, okay, set reminder. Do you want to carry on? Yeah, it'll get people pissed off, but at least you have the option to say, yeah, I'll cancel my subscription.
So it gets worse from there.
Okay.
So the bill also tells Disney, Hulu, Max, and all these other places that they have to have a 2-week trial or a 2-week month trial for their service. Disney does not like trials, and the bill also states that not only do they have to have trials, they have to ask if they want to continue using that service and give them a discount for the rest of the month.
I think that's absolutely fine.
And that's why people are.
I think that's fine as well. But Disney doesn't want that. They want them to go, okay, here's my credit card. I'm going to watch it for a month, and I'm going to continue my subscription from there. They don't like trials, free trials. Yeah. They're all about that money. All about that money.
Yeah. See,
you don't do the fucking free trial, though. That's how you get more business.
Yeah. Like, personally,
but you can also abuse free trials as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
True. Yeah, like switch your. Has anybody else ever done that where they just like switch their email every every week?
Yeah,
I have not.
Just make a spoof of me, a dummy account every week or something. Something you're never going to log into.
And I get that's what Disney is trying to avoid. But
the main problem is, like, there are multiple things that I've wanted to trial, and I don't want to have to pay full price for something that I may use once or twice. It's like, look at Amazon Prime. Okay, I have that for ordering and stuff, so I've got the services. Netflix, as soon as Star Trek leaves that thing, that's fucking going out the window. But I don't want to have to kind of pay for an entire month. I want to watch it for 2 weeks, and then I'll decide, here's my money, you can take it. But it irritates me.
Guilty. I got Disney Plus for free.
So, do you guys know about the implosion of the submarine?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so
I've been trying to avoid that, to be honest. Yeah, it was a bunch of millionaires going on a cruise, wanting to see the Titanic. They have every right to. They have every right to spend that money. Where I disagree with everyone is, they needed to die. They needed to go down there and die. And there's why I drew the line saying, okay, the memes are not funny anymore.
Yeah, no, I never thought they were funny to begin with. As someone who's in school,
they were just like, fuck too soon. How about during?
Yeah. So as someone who's in school for like motorcycles and mechanical engineering type stuff, it wasn't funny to me once they started describing how they designed the submarine and how many dives they already took prior to attempting to go see the Titanic. And,
I did not hear how many previous dives they had with it.
Right. Yeah, so
I only heard it was one dive, the CEO's POS, and that it was never made up to specs.
Yeah,
Nah,
no,
it would.
And
they
that
dove
they
Nah,
needed
they
to
had 13 dives, and each dive, the guy never bothered to go over checking the halls or refitting the thing.
double
or
check
re-
everything.
yeah, get it. Well, here's the thing about submarines. They're usually in a cylinder shape, like such, like that, because it distributes pressure evenly around the entire submarine. And his was more of a circular, like a beer can type shape with just rounded edges and one little submarine mirror that was only depth to go, what, 3,000 meters deep. And then the fact that they were you're a billionaire, so I have no idea why you're cutting costs on such a dangerous machine, like something to prevent you from being crushed like a fucking Snicker bars, like under someone's boot.
Yeah, that was one thing that was extremely suspect in all of this was why did he cut corners in the first damn place?
Right.
And
Because
then
he didn't
get
want
on the
to see
damn
the money.
thing
That's why.
yourself?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's-
Every right winger is gonna hate hearing this, but this is proof. We have regulations for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You want to avoid corner cutting like this.
Mm-hmm.
That goes for left wingers as well, Chris. Get it right. Because
Yeah. I just
both
thought that
sides.
through. Thank you. Thank you.
I think now I think one thing that I want more than anything is these companies, billionaires and all that, to actually follow the rules. Like
Yeah.
you just
Because
have
why would you put something that is used on super bikes and supercars on a submarine?
yeah, it's because he's probably went, well, this is really cost saving. Like, oh, this will only cost me a couple of thousand, when a massive submarine would cost me like millions and stuff.
The thing is, sorry, you first.
I say it's I'm just getting tired, like all these like companies always coming along and like not putting the money in. It's like, we want more money from you, so therefore we're going to cut corners. So like, we'll take you down in a submarine made of paper. What? Well, how much is that
Now-
going to cost me?
Stupid.
Yeah.
Now,
So
another design that I thought that I actually kind of liked about the sub was the controller aspect.
Mm-hmm.
If they could get it working right, and you
Yeah,
could
because
just be in a
they've
video
lost
game.
comms before.
Yeah, like if you can get the controller working to control a lot of like up, down, straight forward, back, okay, but don't go after the controller designing company because it was used in a disaster.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is, that's what
Yeah, he
that's
used
what
the
people like.
$30 game logic pad.
Yeah, like
I think it was a $15, but yeah.
no, it was
even
a
worse.
$30 thing.
That's even
It
worse.
don't matter the cost of the damn controller. It's the fact that it was a Logitech
If he
controller
had
that
a-
he
if he
decided
had-
to use.
Yeah, if he had Adobe control, I'm sure it would have kept, at least synced up with the submarine, like stay synced up.
Yeah.
If it was a Switch controller, they're definitely dead.
that would have just drifted to the side. We know this.
Out of all things to survive out of the implosion, it was the cheapest thing on there.
Yeah.
Probably.
Much better chances if they brought a GameCube controller.
But
Let's be real, that's still the best
So-
controller ever.
and this is what pisses me off about a couple of our friends that are left wing, and why I absolutely hated the memes. Because they were calling out for their deaths because they are billionaires.
I mean,
But you gotta think
It's
in
human
their
life.
aspect.
Yeah, it's
No,
still
no,
a
no, no.
human
Well,
life.
that's one thing. It's another thing to say, hey Chris, I just saved up.
Yes.
I just saved up 10 grand. You want to go to Dubai with me? A guy in Dubai just said, hey, give me 10 grand. You could stay in our hotel for a week and free food. 10 grand. Would you do it?
I'd just be like, I just to quote the dude, let me go find a cash machine.
Yeah, like if you have the opportunity to see something before, like bucket list. That's the word I was looking for. If it's on your bucket list to do something and
Mhm.
you have the money to do said bucket list thing, take it. Take it. You only live once.
Here's the thing though, like I'm pretty sure if you invited me on this thing, you wouldn't be hitting me with waiver after waiver after waiver to make a massive understatement, basically saying this is purely experimental. You might die.
Yeah, like waivers, the word death was occurring like at least 5 times in that waiver.
Right. And you look over and like, well, know what?
And even
were-
though he killed many people because of his own negligence, I feel the worst for the kid because he never wanted to go in the first place, but he wanted to make his dad happy.
Yeah.
That's what got me. How is it that a 19-year-old is the only one that has the intuition to know that you shouldn't go on this thing because you know something bad's gonna happen?
Yeah, one microscopic tear in the hull and it's a wrap. That even pressure distributing is gone and you get crushed.
Right.
You have the weight of the entire ocean on top of you. And the deeper you go, the more weight you're just putting on top of you. And that's what people fail to realize about the ocean. The deeper you go. And then there's even more denser salt water that is poisonous to even the sea creatures that live that deep underwater. They can't even go into that dense salt water that's laying under the ocean because they'll go into an epileptic shock and die. Like, the ocean is scary, man.
Yeah.
There's a reason we only explored 9% of it.
Yeah.
The
about 15
thalassophobia is a thing for a reason.
The only thing that I'll say about the things, I'm glad that them being turned to goo was quick, because if some scientists came out and said that the implosion takes say 2 milliseconds, like two milliseconds or something, but the way for the pain or anything like that to travel to your brain is like 3 or 4 milliseconds. So they would not have seen that coming. And as harsh as it is, and how like crazy it is to say, they died, at least they didn't feel anything. That was it.
Yeah, because
and I can agree to that.
Yeah, because like they were saying that they were trapped in there. There was banging on the inside. I was relieved for their sakes when I found out it was just an implosion.
Look up. Yeah, you see him?
Right.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry about that, guys.
But for the simple fact that the media made us believe that they had like 4 days worth of air down there.
Okay, so
is
another
one thing that pissed me the fuck off.
So when you are paying attention to certain stories, they knew those guys died within the first hour of the dive.
Right.
So James Cameron, who's got world records for the deepest dives in the world and stuff, had certain information sent to him because he was monitoring it when it happened, and he saw the explosion on some type of sonic radar, and then he also had information sent to him where guys were confirming that there was a small explosion or implosion in the ocean, the same area where they dove at. And right then and there, he knew. He even said that the whole search party and everything was a whole hoax. We already knew they were gone. We knew they were deceased. We knew. I started sending out emails to all our friends and said, we've just lost some good friends and everything. That whole media coverage of searching for the sub was to cover up probably some bill being passed that no one was paying attention to.
And going back to the toxic fandom thing, if you pay attention to media and it's your lifeline, so to speak, you're going to get misinformation regardless. That's why when JDF died, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it for at least a week until his family came out and said, yes, we have lost him. Same with Betty White. Every first or second year, they would make jokes that Betty White is dead. And I didn't believe that because it was a running joke.
Believe Riddick, the guy from John Wick 4 who got his the chauffeur guy who got killed, or the concierge guy who got killed. I didn't believe he was dead.
Yeah, Lance Riddick.
Yeah, Lance Riddick. I didn't believe he was dead when you hit the news, and sure enough, he's gone.
Right.
Same thing with Kevin Samuels. I didn't believe he was dead. But
yeah, I mean, especially they straight up remember that hoax when we were all convinced that, oh God, what was it? Morgan Freeman. The internet. Remember when the internet did that, and he had to come out and say, like, "The fuck you talking about? I'm alive."
Yeah, I did.
I think I missed that one.
That was 2012-ish, 13 times, I believe, around there. But it's happened so often that, you know what I'm saying, who knows when you can actually isolate when it hit the media and everyone was in a panic, because they do it so often.
Right.
Yeah,
I feel like we lose
COVID.
I feel like we get these moments where we lose so many celebrities in such a quick succession that, like, we're sort of, we can believe it, because we also just we're kind of scared by the prospect, because a lot of these people, we look up to them. So they're just like, no.
I was destroyed when Stan Lee passed, and I have a friend, God rest his soul, who committed suicide, who said to me, it's going to be a sad day when Stan Lee passed away. And I was like, bro, I didn't even think about it, but you're absolutely right. And, it was like when Stan Lee passed away, every comic book Marvel fan out there was on social media showing their condolences,
Oh, I was actually pissed because he was going to a Denver Comic-Con later. I think it was later that month or a month after, and I was going to go to it with a friend. And I was about to buy my ticket when that news broke. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And then when JDF passed, I was in the hospital. And so I couldn't go see him at Ranger Stop last year. And I missed out on the opportunity. I'm like, oh, come on. What's next?
The same as Michael. What was his last name? The guy who played Tommy?
Jason David Frank.
Jason David Frank. Yeah. Even when he passed away unexpectedly, that was a shocker to me too. Like, it was like, whoa, Tommy's gone? Like, I thought he had at least another 40 years,
Right. But that falls into the whole mental health thing he was suffering with. He was battling demons that he
well, you got to remember
talk about.
that the original cast for Power Rangers were all abused.
True.
Oh yeah.
That's
an understatement.
I do think it's kind of it speaks to just what a magical presence Jason David Frank was in our world, that we still remember him for the passion that he put into the character of Tommy and into Power
Kicking them out
Rangers.
their own Zoid.
Yeah, he kept coming back because it meant that much to him. And I think that the demons that guy was fighting, not everybody wins that fight, and I think that's not something I don't think that losing that fight is something that a person should be remembered for, because it's much easier said than done living with those demons. But I'm glad that, of all things, the passion he put into what he did is what he's remembered for, and not the demons themselves.
Right.
And his daughter Sky, seeing her at Ranger Stop, she gives off that feel as well. I mean, me and Michael were going to pay for a picture and an autograph, but she's like, nope, here's one.
See, I know this is going to get me a little bit of hot water, but I don't think that Sky has. I don't know. I don't believe Sky. I considered what she's done to my friend, how she treated her father. I think, to be fair, and again, this is just my opinion, I think all of it is bullshit. I really do.
I think the family in general, I see where you're going with it. If they're using it for clout, I can definitely see that in Tammy, Jenna, and Sky to boost their careers and boost their stuff. But I can also see the pain that Sky went through because I was there.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to turn around and say, look, that's not there, because I know that there's pain that's going to be there. The way that all of a sudden this has suddenly changed from when he passed, like the short down version is, I remember when she turned around and was saying, "Oh, my father's a deadbeat. Oh, my dad's given all the attention to Jenna. My dad's done this. Like, he's a waste of space. Blah 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 blah." Know all of that. And again, people could completely change, but I don't believe her. I mean, I believe that the pain's there, but when it's just suddenly all changed so dramatically, if it is part of, like, I want part of the fandom, cool, you're going to get support from it. But at the end of the day, is this just a thing that she's just using for clout, as you said? Again, I just don't believe her. I'm not going to take it away from her. Like, I hope she has changed. But when she scammed my friend, when she ran and attacked her father, I'm just like, I kind of, I don't believe that.
I mean, like, show that you've changed at the end of the day.
I believe
Don't pull a Logan Paul and keep scamming people.
Yeah, I mean, I do think all of that has changed, because I think she got called out, and I think her dad kind of like spoke to her about it. I've not seen anything else about her, because I know that she may have disappeared. I know that she's a talented singer. I know that she's got amazing friends around her, and I know all this from what she said. Personally, to me, I just don't buy it, because I've seen what she's like in the past. And the only thing is, actions will speak louder than words. So if she turns around and is completely changed, then I'll be like, okay, you've proved me wrong.
Yeah, and only time will tell. And that's the unfortunate thing.
Yeah. Yeah. As I said, I believe that she's going through a lot of pain. I think that she is going through a lot of stuff, and that, I can understand, because we've all lost someone, and I can understand that. But just suddenly this massive change so quickly. Again, I don't know if they patched things up. I don't know if stuff's happened.
She may regret before, never getting a chance to patch things up before he passed away.
Yeah. I know from, I know she's got a lot of stuff, like hatred for Jenna, or dishonesty, or whatever. Not dishonesty, sorry. I know that she doesn't like Jenna that much.
Animosity.
Yeah, animosity.
I keep thinking we're talking about Jenna Ortega whenever you say that.
She that is wifey right there. She is so gorgeous.
Well, we could have brought that up in Toxic Fandom as well, but
yeah, she hasn't been the victim of that at all.
Oh wow.
So yeah, at the end of the day, again, yeah, Sky. But again, I say people change, and that's absolutely fine. I want to follow her career. I want to see what she does, and I want to see if this isn't all just for words. I want to see actions.
All right. Did you guys ever discuss the Andrew Tate incident?
Him getting
you talking about him getting out of jail and stuff?
Last time
confirmed that he's being indicted and everything for what they were accusing him of.
Yeah. Were you there? Did you watch our last episode on that?
I was so busy, brother. I haven't had a chance.
Oh, good man. Like we
I have a couple of it up on my Instagram.
Okay. Darrell was literally just like, okay, Andrew Tate got indicted. Next question. Next topic. I don't want to talk about him anymore. I relate to, like, with the world pretty much just kind of forced that guy in our faces. But I'm sort of I'm sort of just I hear words down the grapevine when it comes to Andrew Tate nowadays, but is the Romanian government actually going to do something there? Because they've been on this forever. At a certain point, you've been on the pot for that long. Either take a shit or get off.
Get
bro.
off, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
apparently he's in a lot more trouble quite recently because they've added 2 more cases to it at the moment. One is R-ing a 15-year-old or something like that. And he
did what?
I don't know if it's I've only seen a slight video.
Break. Is that what you were
Yeah.
Okay.
One of his charges, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because in his videos, he's like, he teaches you how to like traffic in more people, and he was like saying something.
Wow.
He was saying something like, what was it? I'm trying to think. It was basically his bottom bitch is called, like, I can't remember what his bottom bitch is called, but he was like, when I met her like 10 years ago or something, and it came out like when it worked out, he was like, say 28 or let's say like 20 or something like that, or say 25. And when people worked out when that came out, they're like, so your girlfriend was 15. Oh, that's not good. I think there's a lot more that I've seen around. But yeah, there's a shit ton of stuff that's happened with Andrew. But 2 more things are being slapped on him. So it's not good. It's not a good thing.
He's still on house arrest though, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, being on house arrest
when you're a millionaire is not really.
Yeah.
You have all your luxuries.
Yeah.
Okay, I just was wondering if you guys ever touched on that subject, because that was a debate for a while on social media, as whether he's guilty or innocent. And I, for one, didn't make a past judgment because I was like, just wait till the evidence come out. Just wait.
Right. Like I know.
Hold on 1 second. I have a call.
What was it? It was about what, 3 episodes ago? We talked about him with the anime waifus.
Yeah.
It was like what, 3 episodes ago or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Uno momento. I have the screenshot somewhere here.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, for me personally, I don't know. I think he's done a lot of shady shit. I think he's done lots and lots and lots of it. And I think now it's slowly coming back on him. It's now slowly affecting him to the point where he can't get away from it. And I also think that he's forgotten a lot of stuff as well, because unfortunately the BBC, when they interviewed him, they made him look really, really good, and that's one thing you don't want to see. But they didn't kind of get the facts, so a lot of people now are using that, going like, oh my god, like, the BBC are like one of the biggest organizations in the world, oh my god, like, rah rah rah. I'm just like, dude, like, you just fucking made him look good. What the actual fuck?
They did the same thing with Elon too.
The one who keeps sending rockets to space that are blowing up.
Yeah.
The smartest guy he's supposed to be in the world, or the most influential guy in the world. I thought that title belonged to Bill Gates.
What he has accomplished recently is brilliant. He somehow managed to put Twitter even further in the ground than it already is. Yeah, so if you really want the escalation, start with the picture on the bottom right, go left, and then go to the 2 at the top. Yeah, bottom right. And then
with the anime girl with the Bugatti.
It escalates, bro. He goes.
Oh Lord Jesus, I forgot about this.
Daddy has to go fight the Matrix and win the war.
Oh Lord Jesus. It just gets worse.
Honestly, those pictures worry me, man. Like, what did that Romanian gulag do to him?
You brainwashed them.
It's just appealing to the anime side now. That's it. Get those weebs in.
I do have to, if we're going to just talk about anything he said, I'm pretty sure he said once, anime is for losers.
Yeah.
If you get
Right.
into anime or any of that shit, you will never meet an attractive girl at all. Anybody who's ever been to a con, can easily contest that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have been spending the last 5 years dating the hottest, most amazing woman on the planet, specifically because I've been into that stuff my whole life. It pays off, bro.
I beg to differ. This man saying you will never be able to find a girlfriend if you like anime and play games and shit. Like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
First of all, not only will you meet plenty of hot women in that space, but you'll meet hot, fun women too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I don't meet anybody boring.
Yeah. And you won't even need a Bugatti for it.
Really?
I will give Andrew Tate credit with this. He did kind of remind me about how cool Bugattis look. I'm not going to dedicate my whole life to getting one. I mean, like, I think there's way more to just this whole world than trying to chase material possessions. I think that's a waste of time when you could actually be going for real happiness. But yeah, a Bugatti is a cool car.
Oh,
yeah, a foreign car that cost more than what $500 million only to get ruined, and then you got paid somebody to fix it. No, I'm good.
You go to school for it, you can fix it yourself. That's why I went to school for motorcycles, because I'm tired of paying the mechanic $250 for a plug that shook loose. Because my motorcycles right now in my grandma's house sitting like apart. I've torn off the top of the engine and everything, and yeah, because I'm trying to fix it up and everything. It's very lucrative business too.
Yeah, I mean, hey, each his own. I ain't shoot. I'm not getting a car that's gonna cost me more to fix than what I bought it for. Hell no.
Just think of the insurance costs.
Yeah, see, that's why I lean towards more of the sports bikes, because it's not too much to worry about on that end. Just get it registered in your name and go have fun. But when you start touching super sport cars and stuff, yeah, you're taking up a lot more space. You're going to be paying a lot more to keep it cost effective.
He was just like, you know what? I don't really care about being financially stable.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what every guy in my class is going through right now, because we're all starving, struggling students. So it's like we're just looking out for each other, which is actually beautiful. It's like a bond of brotherhood and stuff.
Remembering that at the end of the day, we're all we've got is a beautiful thing. I just want to say, by the way, stop me if I'm rambling, by the way. I don't see competition as a bad thing, but the one thing better than competition any day of the week is collaboration.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Collaboration.
People talk about, I'm going to go full Joe Rogan here for a second. People talk a lot about chimpanzees and like how bad motherfuckers they are. No one talks about the bonobos. The bonobos literally, you know how chimps are like all violent and stuff? They will literally 5 seconds with one of them and you will come out looking like a burn victim. But bonobos, they solve all of their problems. They are the literal definition of make love, not war. They settle every dispute they have by fucking. How they haven't died out from chlamydia. Somehow they've avoided dying out from chlamydia. But
Damn.
Apparently, that's not a factor with them because by doing what they do, literally, they are the more successful of the two like subspecies of ape. Like they are better at finding partners. They're better at surviving because they prioritize collaboration. Basically, we should all be like the bonobos.
So every time one of us just gets mad, we go out and find a random person to just bang. Okay.
No, that's not what he's saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Actually, got it.
All right, Phil, I'm coming to Virginia.
Yeah, bro, I'm in Virginia.
Oh, you're in Virginia too?
Yeah.
I was actually supposed to come up there this weekend to get another motorcycle, but my uncle did very weird. You know those holier than thou people? Like,
Oh boy.
I'm so spiritually enlightened that my perception is better than yours type of people. He's that. And he wasn't always that, but since he's become that, I've learned to just distance myself from him, and I don't need that energy in my life.
He's more prick now than man, twisted and pretentious, Luke.
Anyways, I think we need to start wrapping up. I think, in all honesty, the Five Nights at Freddy movie is coming out soon, and I can't wait for it. Got to get that cupcake to jump scare everyone.
I can't wait to see what they do with Golden Freddy.
Anyways, this is definitely good. This was definitely an interesting topic or section. I think we got a lot accomplished in.
Yeah, as you guys are watching our next episodes, by the way, be sure to look out for the new game coming out, Five Nights at Global Nerds.
Yay!
Where it pins us all up in a pizzeria and we all have to survive.
Anyway, while you're looking at the cameras, while you're looking at the cameras, just keep an eye on Crispy. He's not that dangerous. He's just an asshole.
But I definitely want to remind everyone that we are a podcast of diverse people with different backgrounds, and we're all tried to be inclusive and respectful of each other's viewpoints.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We all come from. I feel like that's why a big part of why we got this podcast together in the first place. Whether we've had a lot of experiences in like and we've been shaped by pop culture and just the world around us. And I feel like a big part of why we do what we do is to show that, you can come from anywhere and you can still enrich your own life and another person's life by just like by reminding yourself that there are beautiful things to be found if you are willing to share your world with other people, regardless of where you come from, regardless of what you think. And if you disagree with that, then you can fuck off.
I agree with that message.
Well said.
So that about wraps it up, guys.
That's a wrap.
Catch you nerds later around the globe.
And definitely put a suggestion in the comment section or something for our next topics.
Yeah.
So Crispy doesn't have to go looking and give us like 20 topics in one day.
All right.
No more. No mas.
We'll all see you much later then. Bye.
Later, guys.